Good morning, pizza people. It's Time Pizza back today with another video, and today I have a character analysis on Naruto Uzumaki. This is a character that needs no introduction because we already know the journey he's been through and the person that he is currently today. Now, the topic about Naruto is something that I've been actually wanting to cover for a long time because Naruto is a character that I feel like hasn't completed his journey just of yet. And I feel like this is partly due to the fact that Boruto exists in the first place. Like, that's no fault on Boruto or anything like that, but I just feel like with everything that goes on in the Boruto manga and anime, it kind of like added this like extra layer, or like it's almost like an extra level in a video game, you know, like when you get DLC or something, right? You think you beat the main game, but then you get this extra DLC that introduces all these other things that you have to go and complete, right? And with Boruto's existence, it's that same sort of thing going on with Naruto, that like now he has more stuff to do. Like he shouldn't like be done with his development just because Boruto's the main character now, bro. Like Boruto still, I mean not Boruto, but I mean Naruto still has like layers that he has to delve into within himself. And for this character analysis, I wanted to cover it. So to begin off, right, I feel like his journey as a father is something that's like a whole extra layer of him, right? Because we all know that like Naruto, he grew up without like a dad and a mom and just basically like a whole little family or whatever, right? So I feel like he doesn't really know how to be a father. Like, of course he's had father figures in his life, but it hasn't been to the same like level or like care that like having a father in your life constantly would like feel. Because we all know like Naruto, for most of his life, he basically lived alone and he was really just eating spoiled milk, not having anyone. He had to raise himself basically, right? And the only people he had really checking up on him was probably Iruka Sensei every now and then, in the third Hokage when he was still alive. And then Jiraiya came along and they hung out for about 2 years, but that's not like the care that a father gives, you know what I mean? Like, they became his father figures, but they were more so like just in and out of his life at specific points. They weren't there 24/7 watching over you and making sure you came up like a father would usually do. And I feel like at the same time this was good for Naruto because like that's just the way he was raised. He turned out all right with all that like that good like father figure upbringings around him. I don't feel like it was necessarily like the most positive effect like as it comes to like being a father himself, you know, like that didn't mentally teach Naruto how to care and love for a child. Now I'm not saying Naruto's a bad dad or anything, right? But I was saying like as it comes to him being Hokage, at certain points it kind of makes him almost like negligent to his children, you know what I mean? Like Naruto is probably like raising his kids in a sense where he's thinking like, okay, they can fend for themselves, they can take care of themselves, they'll be straight or whatever. Because that's exactly how he grew up. So he probably thought like him like doing Hokage duties all the time and appearing to hang out with like Boruto and Himawari every now and then was gonna be straight for them. Like obviously Boruto had a problem with that for a reason, because Boruto literally grew up watching everybody with these whole like full families, right? And with his dad actually being alive, he was like, why can't my dad just come and hang out with me, you know? And honestly, like, even though it was hella bratty the way it kind of like came off or whatever, and I can see why people hated on Boruto for him being bratty about his dad like having to be Hokage or whatever, but at the same time I kind of understand it because Boruto literally had his dad right there and his dad still wasn't around him, bro. Like, that's kind of frustrating. Like, why can't my dad hang out with me? Why won't my dad hang out with me? Why is he always so focused on his job? Like, I completely understand Boruto's whole viewpoint and why he was so angry and pissed off. Like, but I can also see why like the fans received Boruto poorly, because Naruto grew up dang near the exact same way and almost worse if we're, well, basically a lot worse if we're being honest, you know? And he didn't have that same reaction. So I think it's just like a matter of like two different upbringings on why people aren't understanding Boruto. But I feel like if you just took some time out to like actually understand Boruto's viewpoint instead of just viewing it from like oh, Naruto was cool, why can't you be cool perspective, right? Like that, I feel like Boruto would have received less hate, especially early on. Now, I'm actually pretty glad that like a lot of this journey as a father for Naruto was covered, like especially in like the movie and like early on in the manga and in the show or whatever, because like I'm glad this just wasn't a constant viewpoint, bro, because I feel like with Boruto getting pissed off and him like behaving the way he did because he didn't get attention, that helped Naruto kind of grow as a father a little bit. And that was partly what I meant by like extra DLC. Boruto is that extra DLC that's giving Naruto a whole lot more depth, because we saw Naruto grow up. We saw him like get his resolve when it comes to saving Sasuke and being Hokage or whatever, right? But we didn't see like a lot of how he would react within those circumstances, like when it comes to being a dad or whatever. And I'm honestly glad about that whole Boruto and Naruto beef arc, because it gave Naruto a whole lot more depth as a character than he previously had before. Because let's be honest, a lot of people would have been cool just seeing him be Hokage and being a father. But I like that we're actually getting to see those problems that Naruto's going through and those struggles that he's having is balancing that Hokage and fatherly life, right? Because let's be honest, bro, could many of you like run a whole village and be a father at the same time? I don't think a lot of people can. And this is kind of where I'm gonna like transition into talking about like Naruto's journey as a Hokage. I don't feel like that's fully finished either, you know, because of course Naruto achieved his dream job, but that doesn't mean like he's just good for the rest of his life now, you know? Like, I feel like Naruto has a bigger thing that he must do. Like, I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for saying this, but honestly, them trying to kill off Naruto like every couple of months in the manga or whatever, it low-key kind of makes sense. Us, like, all these Naruto death flags that are around him, it's almost like fitting in a way, right? Because like a big part of the main themes in Naruto is the next generation, and we get to see Naruto come up as like the new generation of ninja, the new generation of like Jinchuriki, or like just whatever Naruto is, right? Seeing him come up and like change the ninja world as we know it, right? But I truly feel like with Naruto now as Hokage and achieving everything he wanted, I think it's again time to pass the torch and getting time for like Naruto to sacrifice himself for the village. And we see that Naruto is already willing to do something like that, especially in the manga, because we get like a different, oh no, Naruto's gonna die this chapter, isn't he? Almost every single chapter. And I feel like just with everything that Naruto has achieved as his time, like from being a kid that changed the ninja world truly, from like being an orphan that like everybody hated and was like trying to just come up and be like the leader of his village, to now being Hokage, I feel like a good closing on his book is like the prophecy child or whatever, right? Is to just have Naruto kind of die out as a character. Now, I'm not saying I like it or whatever, right? Because like, who wants to see Naruto die, bro? Seeing him grind up and achieve everything he has to just to die out in the end, that would suck. But honestly, it may be the most necessary thing for the story at this point, bro. Naruto's got everything he wants, so like, why wouldn't he give it all up in order to protect it? Why wouldn't he like be willing to destroy himself in order to protect Hinata, Himawari, Boruto? Like, bro, it's in his character, bro. Like, Naruto is like truly the definition of self-sacrifice. Like, if nobody else is willing to step up, if nobody else is willing to throw everything away, then Naruto is willing to do it, bro. Like, it's almost like his self-worth is like comes from him being willing to sacrifice himself in order to protect the people he loves, bro. And I feel like that's a really dope aspect of Naruto's character. It's almost like he lacks self-worth, but he has a lot of it at the same time because of the people that surround him, the people that love him, and he's willing to give it all up in order to like make sure that they're good forever. And I feel like that kind of ties into his role as a father, right? Because like a lot of people described it perfectly to Boruto when Naruto was asking when Boruto was asking like people about Naruto or whatever, right? Like, Naruto feels like the whole village, like everybody, including his own family, is like under the same umbrella of things he needs to protect. Everything he's worked for, he needs to make sure like he's got all of that under wraps, because those are the things most important and things he holds like truly dear to him, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, I think people need to watch out for Naruto, bro. He's a little bit too eager to sacrifice himself on every single occasion, but I do respect it at the same time, bro, because like when Momoshiki pulled up, he was willing to blow himself up for that village. When he was recently getting his ones ran in the manga, bro, like he was like, hey, I'm gonna use this special technique that's gonna kill me if I use it. Like, bro, any circumstances, bro, Naruto's willing to go the extra mile, even if it means like completely destroying his body as he knows it, in order to protect his village and his family, bro. And it's almost like I don't feel like his journey won't be complete until he does that final self-sacrifice. Like, he's cool like protecting the village or whatever, just sitting there grading papers all day, but I feel like what will truly make him happy is knowing that he did everything he could in order to protect the people he loves, and everything he can do is die. Everything he will have to do is give it all up. because he's the only one who can do that. That will be the true closing chapter on Naruto's journey. Like, Naruto's journey isn't finished yet until he dies. It's sad to say, but that's truly the point at which Naruto's character is at, bro. Like, he's truly almost at his end because of how much of himself that he's put, how much he's invested into the village and into the people around him that he loves so much. But pizza people, I know I kind of rambled on a little bit, but that's really how I truly feel about where Naruto's character is at right now, bro. He's a character that might have to die. Like, I hate to say that for real, because I know a lot of Naruto fans are gonna like come and spam and raid me or whatever, bro. But man, I'm just saying, Naruto is like, it's waning down for him, bro. There's not a lot of time left for that character. And yeah, I hate it, bro, but I love Naruto. That's a great character. He's a great Hokage, even though Sasuke and Rock Lee are way better characters in my opinion. But that's a topic for a video over another day. And until next time, for real, if you want more Naruto character analysis, I got another Naruto video dropping later this week. Please let me know in the comment section below, because I will gladly make it. I love Naruto, and I can talk about that series for days and days on end. But until next time, my name is Tine Pizza, and I will see you pizza people on the other side of the slice. Peace.